I used to sit at my desk, looking at spreadsheets, thinking, there's something else I need to do.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Breaking Bread Podcast, the Birmingham food podcast presented by me, Liam, and...
Oh, you're struggling to remember them.
I know there was a port, I don't know what it was a port. I think I was going to try and come up with something cool for myself.
Who does this podcast?
Give myself a nickname. I hate that when people give themselves nicknames.
Yeah,
it's not a nickname unless somebody else gives you the nickname.
Yeah, that's the whole point, isn't it?
So this is Carlos.
No, don't like that one. Doesn't work.
Or as he likes to be called... Oh no, I can't
just
think
Carl.
of anything funny.
Would be nice. Carl, I've never been able to pick up a nickname.
This is just Carl.
Just Carl will do.
I had one for a little while. I didn't like it though. I'm not going to say what
That's what's going to be on my tombstone, I think.
Just Carl.
You say just Carl.
Just Carl. That's a good name, no, that is.
Who
I
lies
feel like
here?
that could stick. That
Just
could.
Carl.
Just Carl. That's going to stick, you know.
Yeah, it might do.
Liam and Just Carl, who does the podcast.
That's it. I'll settle for that.
That's pretty cool. I feel like it's like some kind of like hip hop rapper from New York in the 90s, like, or 80s.
Yeah, I'm not going to attempt any rapping.
Just Carl. Do you remember him? He was in Wu-Tang. You kind of know him. He was cool, man. He was a cool one. Didn't say a lot. Just chilled.
That white one just kept eating all the time.
Speaking of eating program, have you watched that thing on Netflix? That Fresh Fried Crispy yet?
No, I haven't got around to it yet.
Oh, mate, that's so funny.
Although I have finished Castlevania today, so I am going to look for something new to start.
Well, that's the thing to watch, man. He's so good. He's so good. It does remind me, like, well, I don't know who came first, him or Chris, the Fat Foodie, but they've got the same kind of style.
Yeah.
And they just go and find unbelievable fried food. Unbelievable.
Sounds like a plan.
Oh, no, it's so good. They get to, like, little spots in America that you wouldn't really normally go to. But, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, man, that's on the list.
So, today's episode, this was a long time coming, man. I mean...
Oh, it's a great episode again.
It's one of these organic episodes that come out and it's kind of been building for a long time.
Well, we said ages ago, like, do you want to come on the podcast? And then sort of obviously the COVID thing, which I'm going to try and stop mentioning, but it just made such a big influence on everyone's life that it's hard not for it to come up into every aspect of what we do now.
So we used to record on a Monday. We usually record podcasts on a Monday night, and then there's hardly anything open.
Yeah,
and
there's
then
not much to go to on a Monday for food.
On the way home, the Covered Wagon was always open, and we loved it anyway. So
we used to go there all the time anyway. And we were like, dude, why go anywhere else?
Yeah.
So if everywhere was open, we're still likely to go the Covered Wagon.
Yeah. So we're like, let's go Covered Wagon. So that's what we started doing, and then I think after about 10 times of like tagging them in posts to say we'd been there, they were like messaging us back, and we got to know Harm a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we were like, should we just do a podcast with the Covered Wagon? How cool would that be? Like, I want to get to know how.
Really eager to do it as well, which was great.
Yeah, this pub that has a lot of history in the local area. Really, it's been a local boozer for a long time. It had its heyday. I remember it was very busy, and then it just went downhill. And then
it got very rough for a while, didn't it?
Yeah. And it was quite sad to see. I always find it a bit sad when pubs kind of, once when you walked in, it was a great buzz, people everywhere, and then all of a sudden, the furniture's a bit tatty. There's 2-3 people in the bar on a Saturday night. Yeah, so to do this podcast then with Harm Eamon, it was great, wasn't it? It was so good.
Oh, mate, it was great. I feel like I say this at every intro to every podcast and just go, oh, it was a great podcast. But it was. Again, I keep thinking, or maybe it's us, maybe it's just Birmingham. The people in Birmingham are so nice that it's impossible for a podcast to go bad.
No, I thought it was brilliant. Eamon was cool as well. He looks after all the social media, but it kind of done more than that. It's always quite influential from the beginning of the whole
it seemed like
Covered Wagon story. And
it looked like it was a real group effort. Harm steering the ship, but it just had lots of help, and it's really nice to hear stories about how all the family helped and friends got involved, and
I mean,
just everyone was pushing for it to be a success.
Yeah, it definitely feels like Harm's on a mission to put the local boozer back at the hub of a community. Like years ago, that was every local pub was a community hub. Everyone could go there.
That's a rare thing even now. Like, there's not many places where the pub's sort of a focal point for people. It doesn't
Yeah.
exist anymore. It used to be. It used
Yeah.
to be all the time. So even when like we started going out, it was still a thing. It's still the local.
Yeah.
Like now, people don't really have that.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
pubs and a lot of pubs are just faceless places now.
And he's trying to give back to the community as well around him. Like you can see that he's making a real effort. Well, he's a local boy, and so
Yeah, it works out really well.
yeah, really good to see.
And we brought up talking about. It didn't get brought up on the. It does get brought up on the podcast, but easy.
Easy food.
Easy
yeah.
food. Yeah,
Easy
yeah.
food.
That's one to watch for.
Yeah, definitely. I was glad you mentioned that at the end, like, because I do feel a bit bad because I'm lazy, so I do like delivery and Uber Eats and all that. And
Yeah,
just
I
getting it
use them
straight
all.
to
At
my door,
least
yeah.
once a week, I use at least one of them.
And I know they charge the restaurant a fortune, and I know that they treat their staff not that very good. So I do feel bad about it. So it's nice to have someone come along now, treats their staff fairly, doesn't rip off the restaurants. I mean, 45% Uber Eats. That's how much they charge a restaurant.
Yeah,
How did the restaurants make a profit on that? I don't know.
Mate, I
ridiculous.
don't even know.
Whereas it's a flat fee, I think. It's like 1% or something stupid.
It's
on
even
there.
£1.50.
Oh, it's even just £1.50. It's not a
Yeah,
percentage.
it doesn't
yes.
matter what you.
So if someone spends £100, it's still £1.50 for the restaurant to use that delivery service.
That's handy. That's about what I'd spend at most
And it's
places.
better for the customers as well because we don't get service. There's no service fees for the customers.
Yeah.
So
But you can hear a lot. That's at the end of the podcast. You'll hear a lot about that.
yeah, we're just glad he talks so much about he wanted the meat and everything to be just quality. He uses quality ingredients and.
Yeah,
Come from
agreed.
being an accountant, you'll hear all this in the episode. I'm just spoiling this show.
I know. Yeah, we don't have to. You don't have to listen to it now.
No, you do have to listen to it. Please listen.
Yeah.
And like always, if you do listen and you do enjoy it and you want to help us on our mission to spread about how brilliant the pubs and restaurants and food and drink in Birmingham is, just give us a like and subscribe. It really does help with the algorithm and gets us listened to by more people. So if you could do that, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, that's it, man. We're going to push how great Birmingham is. People have got a
Yeah, that's our mission now.
only a little click here and there.
Yep. 2 seconds.
Done.
Takes 2 seconds to put that 5 little stars. You don't even have to write anything. You just press the 5 stars. But if you'd like to write something, do that as well. That helps even more.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Awesome. Enjoy this episode with Harm and Eamon from the Covered Wagon. So today we're here with Harm and Eamon from the Covered Wagon.
Hello there.
Thanks a billion for coming on the show.
Thanks
How's
for having us.
things? How's things?
Yeah, all good, all good. Happy to be here, and this has been a long time coming, I think.
Yeah.
We spoke about it a while back, but one thing or another. But really happy to be sitting down with you guys and doing this.
Brilliant. Well, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, I was just testing. It's all right. It's definitely recording. He looks panicked every time, doesn't he? He looks like a panic. I'm just going to have to keep looking at it because I'm going to be scared. Now, we've wanted to get you on for ages. It's just, dates just haven't aligned up. And obviously,
COVID happened as
COVID
well.
didn't help. And we talk about this place all the time, don't we? Like we said, it's our kind of go-to on the way home from recording the podcast.
Yeah,
And nothing better is a cold beer, nice spicy food, and the football on, good atmosphere in the pub.
awesome.
It's class, isn't it?
Ticks
Yeah.
every box, doesn't it? Every box
Ticks
ticks.
every box.
It's amazing, guys. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
So you're local?
Yeah, grew up not too far from here, actually, just down the road, which was one of the things that kind of got us into this. And it was very much about this venue for us. So, my granddad used to drink here in the 70s, and my dad used to pick him up after a few drinks, and then my dad used to drink here, and then I used to pick him up, and then we started coming here, didn't we?
Yeah.
Amen. And we used to, we used to sit quietly in the corner. Really,
Did play a bit of pool,
yeah.
bit of darts.
And we always kind of looked around this place and like, this place just needs something to kind of bring it back, because back in the day, this was like the hub of the community. This was, especially for a lot of Indian people growing up here. There was a big Indian community here, and this was the place where they all used to come and drink after
definitely.
working in the factories and whatnot. So we used to sit in the corner thinking, this place needs something. And yeah, when I saw the opportunity come up to get involved and kind of take it, it was a case of, do I give up accountancy life and my spreadsheets, or do I just go in to a sector that I've never really been involved in before, but always had a passion about. So yeah, here we are, 3.5 years later.
So you never had any experience of running a pub or a restaurant or anything before?
No. Always, we've been to plenty. Come from a big foodie kind of family. Every weekend, our house was kind of like the food house, where like your cousins come, your uncles, and everyone. It was, our house was always the house where everyone used to come every weekend. So we used to have big dinners. So I've always grown up with that hospitality side of things. I'd been an accountant, finance manager, head of finance for the last 10 plus years, and I used to sit on my desk, looking at spreadsheets, thinking there's something else I need to do. And I used to, accountancy is boring, isn't it? And it is. I used to sit there thinking there's something else I need to do. And then the opportunity came up here, and we started exploring it. We knew what the venue needed and what this side of Birmingham needed, because these Desi pubs, they're in North Birmingham everywhere, and there's some really nice places there. But we thought South Birmingham needs somewhere, but it kind of needs to be a bit different to what's available over there.
Yeah.
So what we wanted to kind of create was a place where you could go with your family, your wives, your girlfriends, take your kids. Whereas I think in North Birmingham, fantastic places, but it's a bit laddie. So you go with the boys.
Yeah, you go and shoot some pool and
Yeah.
have something to eat and chill out. Same with the ones in the middle of town.
Yeah.
They're pretty orientated around more nights out than somewhere that we'd take our daughters, for example. Like my daughter's been here like 3 or 4 times.
Really, yeah.
She's only 3. But she loves the food here as well. She loves everything, so I can't knock her out.
Yeah. Get her into that spice early.
Yeah, we do, man.
Yeah, it's good.
How did your family feel when you said you were going to quit your accountancy job and open a pub, like a restaurant?
You know what? My family have been fantastic. They were really supportive. I remember the first day actually that I went home, told my wife we're buying a pub, and she kind of dismissed it as one of my ideas. Like,
Had she been here before you did that?
No, never. She's from Leicester actually, so she didn't grow up around here kind of thing, and she hadn't even heard of the Covered Wagon. Whereas a lot of people who grew up in South Birmingham kind of know the Covered Wagon.
Yeah.
It's just kind of one of those places. So I went home that day and I said, we're buying a pub, and she kind of I come out with stupid ideas all the time, to be fair, and so she said, yeah, no problem. And then I'd actually booked a viewing for a couple of days after or something. And I said, I brought my dad with me, and I brought Sono, my wife, with me. And when we started to look around the place, I think they suddenly bought into my vision. Yeah, I think they needed to be here to kind of see what we wanted to do. And then from that moment, I think they were fully supportive of everything we were doing.
Was the pub open and running still at that time? Like,
It was, yeah, very much so.
yeah, I'm just thinking because it went towards the end, it got a bit sorry for itself, didn't it? The Covered Wagon, like towards the end, I think M&B owned it, didn't they? And they gave up on it a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was very quiet. It was quite sad to say. I'd only came in with my dad like a handful of times, and it was a bit of a depressing place. So like, I just can't imagine going back to my wife and saying, "Come to this pub, have a look at it," and then looking around this depressing pub and going, "Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good idea."
I think it worked in my advantage that she'd never been here before.
Yeah.
And so it was open.
Yeah, it got a bit grimy towards those last
Yeah,
5 years.
yeah.
Of, like operation, it was
getting bad, wasn't it?
it was bad. The sticky floor, dirty carpet, kitchen was a mess, and
It was part of the Sizzler franchise, but then not franchise, but the M&B kind of branch, wasn't it? But they kind of like didn't update it with the rest of the Sizzler,
No.
so it was just the old branding, and
Yeah.
the carpet was like threadbare when it was just
Yeah.
it was
I
just
think-
a horrible place. Like, and I'm somebody who really likes like quite rundown pubs. You know,
Yeah.
I ran one for a
There are
little while,
spots.
so but like this was different. This was a little too depressing. Like,
Yeah.
so to come in and like have the vision to say, all right, this is gonna. Because if you spoke to me like that time, how many years ago was it?
About 3.5 now.
If you spoke to me there, I was like,
Yeah.
man, you're mad. I think this place is ready for a housing estate or something. But I'm glad you didn't ask me, obviously, because
Yeah.
now we've got this. Like,
Don't ask Liam for advice.
Yeah.
what do I know, obviously? But like, it was a sorry state years ago.
It was. We came in on a Friday, and there was about 6 people in here
Yeah.
on a Friday night,
Yeah.
and we were 4 of them.
Yeah,
There's 4
that's
of us.
right.
Yeah.
And that kind of told us everything, wasn't
Yeah.
it? That it
And there's
was,
probably like 3 staff,
yeah,
1 chef.
yeah, yeah. It was quite bad. So yeah, from that point, we kind of we just got kind of we went through a tender process, and we kind of had to sell ourselves and what we wanted to do, and it was a difficult tender process actually. It was a tough process.
Quite a lot of competition for it, right?
Yeah, there was definitely. We still have people coming in saying, "I tried to buy this."
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah,
say people probably might remember it like though from the good old days as well. Like, probably
Yeah.
think like a bit
It's
pissed
close
off
to
at them a
Moseley,
bit.
which is a buzzing area. So
Yeah.
something close to that's still going to do business well.
yeah. What's so nice about this? Since we've had it, we've got people who've come in separately with their families because they've heard about it, or they've come for the food, they've been before, and they've seen their school friends from like the 50s and 60s who they haven't seen for 30, 40 years. I know my dad has met with 5 or 6 of his school friends who kind of grew up here, around here with him, and everyone's moved out everywhere. And that was so nice to see that we're kind of reconnecting the community almost. We've created this kind of community place where, and I think South Birmingham was kind of missing that.
Yeah.
So we went through the tender process, and we got the keys I think in September or something, and we kind of set ourselves an ambitious 3-week refurb process. So it was a case of 3 weeks.
That was an intense 3 weeks.
24 hours.
It was mad.
Yeah.
But Harm, honestly, like the project management of that, the first 3 weeks of, because you saw how it was. And that 3 weeks to turn it around was like so, like meticulously project managed.
I think only somebody who's never worked in the industry before could do that kind of time.
I don't think we'd ever set ourselves a 3-week turnaround again.
Yeah, sometimes a bit of naivety works in your favour though, because
Yeah,
like maybe
totally agree.
somebody who'd had a few before would have been like on the little details, like, nah, this isn't right, and you were like, nah, we've got to get this done. Like,
Yeah.
don't fuck about, get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we almost had 24-hour shifts
Yeah.
working here, the tradespeople. Yeah.
That's
There was enough pre-planning though, before the work began, right?
Yeah. Tried to do
plenty
what
of
we could.
spreadsheets.
Yeah, it's all about the spreadsheets.
So did you always have a plan of what you wanted it to be? So you've got the football, you've got the food, you've got the nice drink. Was them all boxes you had to tick?
Yes, yeah. We wanted to kind of, we didn't want to go super modern and, marble bars and tables. We still wanted to kind of keep
Like a pub.
a traditional pub.
Yeah.
Exactly that. But really have really good food. And it was about the atmosphere was massive for us. So we didn't want it cliquey. We wanted to encourage families and comfortable bringing your wives and your girlfriends in. So that's why we kind of that was our vision on that side of things. And then for the first 6 months, I kind of did both my accountancy and this, and they were tough days, especially with this being in its infancy. So I was literally sitting at a desk 9 to 5, blowing down the A45 from Coventry back here as quick as I could, and straight in here. And it was 18, 19-hour days,
Jesus.
and then you just have a couple hours sleep and then back at it again. And then whilst I'm sitting at my desk, I'm phoning suppliers, I'm emailing, I'm phoning the team here, asking them, is this happening, is that happening? And we did that for about 6 months, I think. And then I had to make a decision one way or the other. And we haven't looked back since, actually.
Was it going fairly well from the off? So as soon as you opened the doors, were people really receiving it quite well?
Yes, yeah, we were very lucky, actually, and very blessed that soon as we opened, we had a fantastic kind of reception. We had great feedback on our food from the off, and it kind of went from strength to strength from there. We kind of hit. I kind of had a budgeted kind of, sales figure in mind that we wanted to kind of achieve by month 6 or something. But we started doing that after 3 or 4 weeks, and that kind of told me that potentially this could be good, because we had kind of risked everything, all our savings in doing this. It picked up straight away, and made the decision to come here full time then.
Did you have any negativity, from the point of view of old regulars who didn't want the change? Because I used to run a pub not far from here, and what used to drive me mad in the daytime, you get the old boys in, and they come to the bar and they do nothing but moan, for the whole time they're in there. This used to be a great boozer. In my day, this was and I'm like, I'm not that young. I remember when I was a kid, and there was biker gangs in the corner. It was always a shithole. So don't try and tell me now that I've made this pub bad. If you want to go back to that, I'll let it go back to that if you want. But we're trying our best to make it a decent pub. Yeah. Was there much of that here, or?
Yeah, we did. We of course we got that at the beginning, but yeah, I mean. There's not a lot you can kind of do. You just kind of have
tunnel vision.
Yeah,
just stick to the plan and go for it.
Yeah,
some people don't. Some people cave in and they go, "Oh, maybe we should put fish and chips on the menu." Maybe we should just sell Banks's bitter.
No, we couldn't. We couldn't give in.
Not an option.
Yeah, we believed in what we were doing, and we'd invested so much, time, energy, financially, and we thought we've got to see it through. If you're going to do something, I always say you do it properly.
And it was giving it that new lease of life as well. You didn't it was a refresher, so bringing in a new crowd and all that as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. You will get a new crowd, and eventually, I think, although they probably won't say it, some of the regulars who were moaning at the beginning probably are a bit thankful. At least the pub's got at least alive.
Exactly.
There's nothing worse than an empty pub.
Yeah.
For atmosphere, any pub is great when it's got a good crowd in there, and it's you feel it as soon as you come in the door. There's a buzz, that's what every good.
It almost doesn't matter what the pub looks like or how good the beer is, or anything. If it's busy, it's just life in a pub. That's what you want, isn't it?
Which happens less and less now. I feel like government's probably trying to kill pubs off.
Feels like it. How did you come up with the menu and get your chefs and stuff like that?
So. The menu, just coming from a big foodie background, we kind of knew what we wanted on the menu, and in terms of the chefs, we were so lucky with our chefs, I think. So just through networking, we kind of put the feelers out there that we were after some chefs for a new venue in South Birmingham, and we kind of caught our chefs at the right time, because there was a couple of chefs leaving central London, and they worked for the top Indian restaurants in Mayfair, but they were relocating to Birmingham, and we caught them just by chance at that right time as they were relocating. So they didn't have work here, they didn't have employment, so they had opportunities to go elsewhere. But I think once we'd managed to meet with them and talk our vision through with them, they took a chance on us as well, because you never know which way a new business is going to go. So we managed to recruit some very high-end restaurant chefs straight away. So we started with 3 chefs, and we've still got the same core chefs here.
Really?
Which is very rare in
that's good
in the restaurant industry. We look after them, and we get on really well. We've really become a family together. Communication is always open between us. We discuss things all the time, good things, bad things. So we managed to get 3 chefs on board straight away before we'd opened. And going back to that refurb process, one of the chefs, we kind of started him, but the kitchen wasn't ready. So he came into work one day, and he kind of walked in, and people are painting, they're moving stuff, and there's walls being knocked down, and he kind of looked around, and he looked in the kitchen, and nothing was ready, and he was a bit like, oh, how am I going to cook in here? What's going on? So then he potted about for the first day. Second day he came in. As soon as he came in, coat off, he's got his old trousers on, old t-shirt on. He's picking up materials. He's got fully involved.
Stuck in.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
And that told me everything about him as a person and what he wanted to do with us. He wasn't here just to pick up a paycheck. He really believed in this. That was really nice to see. And we've still got the same chefs. So we've added to them, certainly. We've had to increase the team, but it's let us most importantly, it's let us keep our consistency, because that's one of the things that goes with places like this. Just from my own personal kind of research and going places, is the consistency is so key. So we managed to keep the consistency, but improve our recipes and our techniques and our processes along the way. Whereas when a new chef comes in, you're kind of almost back to square one.
Yeah.
He wants to put his print on, and he wants to implement his ideas. We got really lucky with the chefs, and the early days it was manic. We probably needed on our first week of opening, we had 3 chefs in there. We probably needed 6. Yeah, So it was a bit mad those early days.
We were like, all the boys were on the floor helping, doing whatever we could.
Hannah, just hold it up a little bit.
Oh,
more.
sorry, yeah. No, I was just saying all the boys were like just helping out where we can. Just waitering, doing whatever we could to just help.
I've got an amazing group of friends, and everyone was here running food, taking orders, running drinks, jumping in the kitchen if you needed to do anything. And those my brothers were the same. They were here every day. And that's the only way we could have got through that.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can't. I think going that's where my inexperience showed, coming from not running a venue before.
Yeah.
Whereas now I think you know what you need in terms of staffing. So we didn't really know what we needed. So we had a couple of on the bar, we had a couple on the floor, but really we should have tripled that. But that's where the experience comes in.
Yeah.
And but we managed to get by, I think.
I think that first, the taster night where the friends and family all came, that was a good kind of it's a good taster kind of.
Yeah. So 2 days before our launch night, we decided to do a friends and family. Invited all our close friends and family, and we're like, tonight's on us. Test us through our systems, test the procedures, and let's see if we're ready. And we weren't ready. We weren't ready by a long shot.
I'd like to say, at least it was family and friends, but sometimes family can be the most demanding.
Yeah.
Well, what's going on, Harm? What's going on here?
Oh, it was bad,
It's
mate.
my first night.
It
Just
was
chill.
bad. We realised we had 40 tables in the restaurant, but there was only 10 tables on the till system.
Oh, man.
That's how bad it was. And when people are trying to put through orders, they were just putting it on any table. So we had like 3 tickets with table number 10. So
And 3 angry chefs who
which
wanted
tent
to
is this?
kill. Yeah.
it was a tough night, but we learned so much from that.
Got through it, man.
Yeah, and then by opening night, it was fine. We were there.
That's good though. You learn the best lessons, don't you, when it's tough. And
That's how you learn, man.
I don't suppose. Was there any part of you that thought, "Oh shit, we can't do this"?
No, I never thought that. No, I never thought that. I thought this is hard work, but I never thought.
Is
we
it
couldn't
harder
do it.
than you thought it would be? Like honestly.
Yeah. I tell you what's hard work is coming from that corporate background. Is when you get home, you might send a few emails here and there, and you might do a bit of work, but this is all consuming. You go to sleep with it.
Yeah, you can switch off from your day job.
Yeah, but you can't. I think every restaurant owner and probably every business owner will say the same thing.
Yeah.
It's all consuming. It's 24/7. So I think that's the hardest thing I find.
Going back to the menu, we touched on it briefly. What kind of awesome foods can people expect to eat when they come to visit?
So I think some of our signature dishes, obviously our mixed grills do really well. And and what kind of differentiates us between us and everyone else, I think, is, you know, our freshness in our meat and our quality of our veg and our spices. So just simple things like garlic paste. Someone would kind of, I know restaurants kind of use ready-made. We make all that ourselves. We put fresh green chilies, coriander. We make all our masalas in-house as well.
Wow.
So that really adds to the flavour and the depth of
Got to
each
talk about the
marinade.
butter chicken, Harm.
The butter chicken is my
Yeah,
favourite
that's one
dish.
of our favourite dishes.
Is it
We
really?
usually get with the mixed grill and we get the butter paneer,
Yeah,
but we have it desi, so it's a bit hotter.
Is that a rumour? That's what I was going to ask you. This is that a because someone told us you have to ask for Desi style butter chicken. Does that change it, or does the
It
chef
makes it a
just
lot
go,
spicier.
"Nah, fuck that. We just do it the same way."
No.
That is a thing.
Yeah. It
But I
goes
always
through
say it, and I think they probably just wrote down, look at you, and go, "What the fuck is it?" Who's told him to say that? But it is a thing.
Yeah, most definitely. So the butter chicken has been one of my favourite dishes since I was growing up. And then when we met our chefs and we're going through, we started talking about butter chicken. It was a one dish. It was kind of my interview question. How's your butter chicken?
Yeah.
Is it any good? Because if it's not, there's no point. The butter chicken was invented decades ago in Delhi.
It's the 1970s.
Was it 70s?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's Moti Mahal
Yeah.
restaurant in Delhi. And the chefs basically created this dish out of leftover chicken tikka at the end of the night. And they created this sauce and they put it together. And the infamous butter chicken was born in this restaurant. And
If you know anything about Indians, butter is kind of like their water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everywhere.
especially
Yeah.
Punjabis.
Very
So
similar
now
to
you
the
want to see
Irish,
his fridge, man. He's
Yeah,
got
okay,
like
yeah.
trays
Like
of butter.
Yeah.
I grew up, my grannies both made all their own butter and stuff like that.
Oh, really? Yeah,
How
yeah.
to make butter, and ironically, I didn't.
Nah.
Which is
We have
strange.
made it recently, though.
Yeah, I did make it recently, but yeah, I think Indian and Irish families are the same. That way.
Yeah.
Butter's a thing.
So our head chef actually did his traineeship at that same restaurant where butter chicken was invented.
Oh, wow.
So he has the original recipe from there. So you could go to 10 different restaurants in Birmingham and you'll find 10 different versions of butter chicken.
Yeah.
Everyone puts their own kind of spin on it. But ours, I think, is the most authentic.
Definite.
And
This is a bit like, I don't know, do you watch MMA, like jiu-jitsu?
yeah.
So this is like, basically, he's like, if that original restaurant's the Gracie family, he's trained under Gracie. And now he's brought it to Birmingham, yeah.
Yeah. And we test it on a weekly basis, Pete, don't we?
We
So,
do, yeah.
Just to make sure it's up to quality
Up to
standards.
If you ever decide to
is.
make that a job, like, you know, I'm well up for that.
I'd leave my job to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Butter chicken taster, no problem.
When you say you grew up with it, did you say, does that mean your mum used to make it, or your granny or
Yeah,
someone?
yeah. So my mum used to make it, and my mum's a fantastic cook, but hers was nowhere near as good as
Oh,
this.
mate, I wasn't even going to make you say that. This isn't the evening
Yeah,
mail.
hold
I
on,
wasn't
so-
trying to frame you, man. I wasn't looking for the headline. If your mum listens to this, she's going to kill you.
Nah, she'd be all right.
Has she tasted the one here?
Yeah, she loves it.
She says it's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
And my mum's a big foodie,
Yeah.
and I think everyone will say that about their mum. If you can please the olds with the food,
Yeah.
then you're not far off. And so my mum was really involved in terms of when we were putting the menu together, and we're doing all our taster sessions and everything. You know, the family was really involved in making sure it's of the quality we want. So yeah, the butter chicken is our signature dish, and I think we're becoming really well known around Birmingham for that now. We've had quite a few features.
Yeah, definitely.
And just randomly, if we're doing a catering event or something, people specifically ask for that butter chicken. Yeah, because we hear it quite often. Actually, they say it's like no other.
Yeah. There's been a few features out there on Instagram. Just people saying like, hands down, best butter chicken in Brum.
Yeah, it is.
If
though.
not, like the Midlands.
Easy going.
definitely something about the butter chicken. Word of mouth seems to be like a common theme with this pub. Like I
That's
kept
how we found it,
yeah,
isn't it?
about 5 or 6 people just kept saying, "Oh, have you been to Covered Wagon yet?" I have not been. Is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, you need to try it. And then, how do you think that come about? Is it to do with Eamon and the social media, or?
I'll leave you to talk about this, Eamon. What do you think?
No, I think when Harm opened, there was a big buzz around Covered Wagons reopening. It's under new management. You know, I think people just knew how run down and what state it got into, and people were excited that it's being rejuvenated. So the word spread from that angle anyway, that it's going to be a Desi pub. There's a new pubs opening. It's a Covered Wagon, which is just hype because there's heritage behind this place. So a lot of people started to come back for that reason, and then I came on the scene probably about 6-8 months after opening to try and run the socials, and went through a strategy with Harm about what we want to do with the socials in terms of the quality of posts and target influencers, and yeah, I think it's added to it, but it kind of speaks for itself as well. So a picture, it's so crazy how Instagram, a picture can just go
Your
mad.
Instagram in particular is a really good Instagram, isn't it?
Great.
Social media is
Yeah,
really
we worked
good.
hard at it to get it where it is, and it's just, organic. Built it kind of slowly over the last few
People
years.
forget this. People think you just take a few pictures and bang it on Instagram. Like we've got one. If you want it to be good, it's hard work.
It's hard
Yeah,
work.
yeah, it is.
It's ridiculous. That's why the people we know that do it full time, like the people that's really good Instagrams, they really work hard to make it look good.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
So from the start, early on, we kind of thought we've got to tap into the influencers and kind of try and differentiate ourselves from the other pubs out there, Desi pubs, who kind of just post generic posts and picture of a food when it's just come out of when it's still on the heater kind of thing. But we wanted to make those posts really quality, mouth watering. So and we wanted to tap into the influencer out there, especially the Birmingham influencers. So we managed to get the Fat Foodie, you guys interviewed. He's an awesome guy, and Jake from Jake's Food Bible, and then
Jake.
we've had quite a few other influencers just we've knocked on their door or they've knocked on our door and invited them in, and they've just helped us grow and spread the word, and we've run competitions and just trying to stay on top of this whole social media thing really, and I think it's worked. It's done good. I mean, Jake's got a huge audience, and always whenever he posts about us, we get a really good engagement, good following.
He's got really good following as well.
Yes,
He's a real nice bloke. Isn't he?
Nice bloke, man.
We managed through Jake. We managed to get featured on the Food Bible.
Yeah, 4
2 or
times
3
now.
Is it 4 times?
4 times, yeah.
And that, we'd never have expected that.
Yeah,
Would we?
no.
We never would have thought.
Yeah.
Because we all follow the Food Bible.
Yeah.
So that was something special. And these little kind of milestones that we hit, we're just so proud. We're just so happy. It means so much to us, doesn't it?
Definitely. We just get boosted. It's just really
like we phone each other, kind of like screaming down the phone. Kind of, it really means that much.
Yeah.
But just going back to what you were saying about word of mouth and how you guys heard of us, I think it's all to do with the South Birmingham community, and how I think South Birmingham is slightly different to other areas of Birmingham in that community, and word of mouth was what got us going in to start with, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. People just talk, and especially like the Asian lads, they'd come here with their families or whatever, and then they'd talk to their friends about it. They'd come with their families or with the lads on the weekend, and it's not just exclusive like to Asians. Obviously, there's a really good mix here.
We get a fantastic mix,
awesome mix.
Yeah.
And it just spreads. It just spread. Word just spreads, and people, especially you can see in any comment section of any posts, it's just like, oh, you got to go to this place, or people are tagging their friends or whatever, and it kind of
it's when you come in here and you like there's tables mixed. They're all different colours, like religion, everything, man. And you see these shit headlines in like shit American TV shows or something. about Birmingham being like fucking really like
Yeah.
no-go areas and all this
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Then it just get you
it's
really
bullshit.
pissed off. Like,
Yeah.
you're like,
You know, it's a
come
good
down here and see.
Yeah,
Come see for
exactly.
yourself. It ain't like it's not like that.
Nah, it's not like that.
It's a really good representation of Birmingham, actually,
I
because
think
it is
so,
just like a wicked mix of people, and everyone's just chilling.
What was pretty cool for me was once I think I walked in and I saw 10 Indian grandmothers all sitting on a table. There was a couple of pints between them, a couple of little whiskey shots, but they were all sitting there, eating, drinking, having a really good time. And then I looked over, and about 4 or 5 tables away, all the husbands were kind of sitting around, and it was these guys have organised a night out. Some of the husbands are tagged along, but what really touched me was they feel safe to come out to our restaurant, to our pub, and have a great meal with their friends, and these are Indian grandmothers, and you don't have it's not often you see
you
a
don't have
grandmother
to see
in
that. No,
a pub.
No.
So to me that was like that was quite special. That was
Yeah.
Sometimes you forget pubs can be quite intimidating. Sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, you see
Yeah,
some,
can
especially neighbourhood. Like it's all right in like Moseley or the town or like little neighbourhood boozers. Sometimes you walk in, it's a bit sheepish, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like, you're like
Yeah, definitely.
people mark their territory. They can be cliquey. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
so.
Yeah, there's none of that with this pub. I've never even seen anything even close to trouble in here,
Yeah.
ever.
We've been lucky, I think. I think yeah, I think our team plays a big part in this, because I think the way the guys manage the floor for me, and the vibe from the team, it's friendly, it's attentive, just the vibe of the place. I think those people who like to cause trouble in boozers don't feel comfortable in here
Yeah.
because they used to come in here, but they don't feel comfortable coming in here, which is a good thing, I guess.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
Do you employ more for personality?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I've always done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, even
It shows.
when I used to recruit for accountancy, you can always teach skills and technical stuff to people, but people skills, it's either you have it or you don't.
Yeah.
Um,
Hospitality. If you haven't got hospitality in your bones, it's quite hard to just teach it.
Yeah. And yeah, we've got a fantastic team here, and a lot of the team have been here 2-3 years. And again, that's it's difficult in hospitality. But yeah, a lot of them have been here with us for a long time now.
Yeah.
And I think customers have, and it's shown that they've seen that, you know, week in, week out when they come, they see the same faces.
Yeah.
And they get looked after in a certain manner, in a professional but casual manner. And I think that's what we still wanted to keep this place, was we still wanted to maintain that casualness about it. We didn't want to be too formal,
Yeah.
but serve kind of formal, really top end quality food.
Yeah, for some reason there seems to be like a lot of pubs. And I feel like I'm just like slagging off other pubs now, but they seem to just do race to the bottom, like microwave food, you know. And it's depressing. Like they try and make, even in the interior, they make the interior look top end and really nice, and then the food quality is awful.
Yeah, and don't look after the beer or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Right, isn't it?
Oh, the beer process here is quality controlled, man, to next standard.
You're checking that out like the air.
Oh yeah,
Sounds like it is, isn't it?
the Guinness, man, is the best in Brum. Definite.
Oh, I might have to test that then.
You got to test it. Honestly, heard that many a time.
Yeah,
about the
I've heard
Guinness.
that quite a bit.
Good Guinness.
You know, I've never had a Guinness here. Not once. Always beer.
Looks good on the photos.
It does
You
look.
take the photo.
Yeah.
Looks good in the photo. But do you get many people in drinking a Guinness during the day?
Yes. Yeah.
Needs to be poured. It's a drink that just needs to be poured
Needs to
all
be
the
on the go,
time.
doesn't
like,
it?
Yeah.
Can't let
definitely.
it sit there. You got to just change it all again.
There was a pub in town in Digbeth called the Fountain. Did you ever see it?
Yeah.
The Fountain, like, and the owner there, really nice bloke. I can't remember his name, but he used to just care about Guinness. He was like, I could give a fuck about my Carlin. I could give a fuck about it. He says, my Guinness is the best in Birmingham. And in fairness, it absolutely
Fair
was.
play.
Like,
Yeah, it was good Guinness.
I went in there like I used to run an Irish bar that done good, decent Guinness. Sometimes the pipes were too long. That was
Yeah.
my excuse. But
Yeah.
like I would say, my Guinness is good. And then I went there because he told me, come here, try proper Guinness. And then I was too embarrassed to get him back to our boozer to taste ours because it was just different level, like
Yeah.
different level. Do you have friends who have like traditional like curry houses or anything?
Nobody who owns a restaurant as such. We've got a couple of friends who are like caterers, like Indian wedding kind of caterers.
Yeah.
Successful, do really well. Have been in the game a long time.
I was just because what I was getting at is it's a bit of a generalisation, but I was going to say like, but obviously if you don't know, you can't really talk for all of them. But how do you think curry houses react to like desi pubs? Like, is there a clash or?
We haven't
something completely different.
Yeah, I think I think I kind of got the feeling at the back of my mind that they're not too impressed with us. But yeah, you know, the consumer, it depends what you kind of want. If you want to go for a formal meal in a really nice, quiet kind of environment restaurant, then you go to a curry house, I think. Yeah. But I think if you want a couple of beers, just be casual, just kind of either going home from work or then I think desi pubs are the way to go.
Yeah, there's room for both.
Yeah, I think so.
It's almost like an evolution of the curry house, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, it's the hybrid, isn't it? You go for a drink and then a curry. Here, you
get the best of both
in one place. Yeah,
but it's not that. That's why, like, you should raise their game then, because they could like, oh shit, we've been using a base sauce and just like taking shortcuts for years.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden this pubs came up around the corner doing the freshest of fresh. We need to up our game now.
Yeah.
You know, that's how it should be. But I just wanted to know if there's any pushback.
You've done a fair few collabs. How have they come about?
Collabs. So we love doing these.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, it's something that I kind of, me and Harm have been talking about for like ages, and then
you're going to see a lot more coming.
Yeah,
managed.
Really good. Yeah, we managed to get it on. Well, obviously COVID came in the way and kind of ruined things, but so I went to school with Sham, who owns Bonehead, and introduced Harm and Sham, and yeah, that's how that one came about. We were just like, it was good timing.
Two of my favourite places, this place and Bonehead.
Did you guys try the wings?
I'm mad for Bonehead.
Did you?
Yeah, buffalo burgers, my favourite thing. Yeah. Crazy for it.
A couple of times, me and Eamon have kind of picked up a takeaway during lockdown, and we haven't even made it back home. We just pulled up on the Bristol Road. We've got to tuck in.
Yeah, so did that come about? Did it? What was the crack like?
Yeah. So we were talking about it for a while, and it had to be the right time for Boneheads, because obviously COVID happened and the restaurant closed. It was just Uber Eats, and then he was doing a couple of pop-ups. He's at Zumhof at the moment, and then this happened. I think, when was it? It's about 3 months ago now, three or 4 months ago, and it was just the right time. And yeah, he just said, look, should we do something? So me and Harm went down and we took some of our sauce.
We experimented with quite a few kind of things. So we took some of our butter sauce down. We took the tikka masala sauce.
Tikka masala.
Took the chili sauce.
Sweet chili, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we made a couple of burgers. There was the butter chicken burger with that. So it's that sauce, the butter chicken sauce, on Bonehead's bun, and then the same with the chicken tikka, and then we did the sweet chili wings. So the
sweet chili sauce you got.
It's like the chili chicken sauce, but on their wings. And what we found is that the burgers weren't going to travel well; they will just get too soggy. Yeah. So the wings was the best thing that we kind of compromised on, and then there's going to be there'll be future kind of collaborations.
It'll be coming back, yeah.
Hey,
it's going to come back.
Yeah.
There's something hopefully up our sleeves.
Yeah. I want to try that butter chicken burger.
yeah, awesome, man.
That sounds unreal. Did you have any other collabs you wanted to talk about or coming up? Anything top secret? Or?
We have got one.
Yeah.
Can't talk about it.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether I should talk about it.
Might come off. I'm not going to force it.
Yeah, there's a few that we were in kind of talks about, but yeah, I think we'll.
Do you have anyone you'd like to collab with? Like, if someone said, like not one that's potential, but if someone said you can collab with anyone in the city, who would it be?
Brad Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just like Brad and his team.
Yeah.
And Pete. Yeah, I think that would be the one.
Yeah.
I'd love to see what they would do with it.
Like. Yeah, I've got no idea.
Oh, no. No
Yeah.
clue. Do they come
Be
in
amazing.
often? A lot.
Yeah, they do pop in. Yeah. And during lockdown, I think the first lockdown, we dropped some food off to them for their staff meals. And I think that we've just got so much kind of admiration for him and his team of what they do and what they produce and how they do it. So I think that would, for me personally, I think that would be the one.
Yeah, it'd be
like,
awesome.
That,
Because they're just like so creative with their food. And,
Yeah.
And the way they source it and all the things they do with it. It's amazing.
It's an experience, isn't it? When
Oh,
you're
yeah.
eating cars, it's an experience. Like the
Yeah,
whole
it
sauce.
is.
You're very aware of where every plate come from, where your wines come from, everything. Like it's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah, that would be the one.
How good's their staff meals? Social media.
Oh,
Awesome. And makes your
I
mouth
think he
water
probably
every
asks
time.
more
innit?
about that than anything else, doesn't he?
I bet they do. Yeah.
I think that's why he created the book, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why they got the book. Yeah. Have you got the book? Great book.
No, I haven't, to be honest.
But did you wish do you wish you thought of that first?
Yeah, man.
It's a great idea. I don't know how they come up with it.
He told us actually.
I did it.
So yeah, I think it was their marketing man
yeah.
would just like take photos of the staff meals they were doing and create the stories out of them. But they were so popular on social media, they were like, we got to put a book together on this.
Yeah.
So that's how it was
I
born.
bet every restaurant in Birmingham's like kicking themselves, like especially like the high end ones, because they all have staff meals, don't they?
Yeah.
So like, oh, we've been doing it for years. We never
No,
thought
yeah.
to put it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider a book? Or you're not letting that butter chicken recipe out of that kitchen?
No, never let that recipe out. Never really thought about a book. It'd have to be like a pop-up book or something. I think for us.
So what future plans are coming up for this place? Are you looking at expanding, maybe getting another
So
mecca chain of places, maybe?
there's a couple of things actually in the pipeline that we're looking at. We over the past couple of years we've been offered a lot of sites actually, but we don't want to kind of go somewhere and not do it justice, and we don't want to expand for the sake of just saying you've got 2 or 3 places. It's got to be right for us. So there's talks in the background about some potential kind of ventures, joint ventures, or on our own. But I think at the moment we're just concentrating on here, getting back to some kind of normality once restrictions are all gone. We're going to introduce some new kind of specials on our menu. So you're going to see a lot more weekly specials and monthly kind of specials. We want to take feedback from customers and what they want to kind of see on the menu as well. Yeah, I think that's it for the moment.
You're still at Moseley as well. Were you joined with Moseley Rugby Club as well, or were you just sponsor? Or?
Yeah, so we do a lot of work with Moseley Rugby Club actually. I really love working with them guys over there.
Great
know
place to go down as well.
Yeah.
I love going down there when you can.
Good for a
It's
drink.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Well, I don't leave that bar area. I go down to the real bar bit and I just see if I can see the game from that little hutch.
Is that the cabins, the port cabins?
Yeah.
So we do. I'll give James and Kate a special shout out because they've helped us so much and they've worked. I love working with them too. So we do match day catering there as well. So we'll kind of rock up with our chicken tikka, shish kebab wraps, vegetarian options, to kind of go on the side of all the burgers, chips, and hot dogs and stuff. And then we do a lot of catering in their Reading suite upstairs. So we've probably done 6, 7, 8 weddings. I think 200-300 plus. So catering's it's just kind of come about naturally. I think for us, people have started inquiring about catering. Started off kind of small, 50, 100, and we've done weddings of 500 plus.
Wow.
So they're challenging, but they're very, very rewarding to do. It's something a bit different. So we enjoy the kind of catering side of things. Obviously, over the last year or so, we haven't done much, but now people are starting to get parties kind of booked in again. So we do a bit of catering as well, and we like doing it at Moseley because the team is fantastic there. The facilities are fantastic. It's just a nice venue overlooking the rugby pitch as well. It's just a nice place to work.
Also, is it the local community? Supporting local.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only down the road from
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Ashfield as well.
Yeah,
Cricket.
Moseley Ashfield Cricket Club across the road.
Yeah.
We've done a bit with them last year as well, and we wanted to try and that's all part of our keeping this a community kind of thing.
Community engagement.
Community engagement, and we found there's a lot of crossover actually between the rugby club, the cricket club, and Moseley itself. And
Years ago, lads used to play rugby in the winter and cricket in the summer. Like that's just how rugby and cricket clubs used to work. Like they were normally the same, like on the same ground. So that's how it used to work. And
it still very much does
yeah,
here,
I bet it does.
which is quite nice.
Not so much of the forwards, like just the skinny backs. Like you wouldn't catch us big boys playing cricket in the summer. We'd be in the bar watching them play cricket. Where'd you like to eat out in Birmingham, or do you like eating out in Brum, or do you get a chance to eat out in Brum?
Not as often as I would like actually, and I think most restaurant owners would kind of say that, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Which is a shame. I love Thai restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you have a favourite? Or?
I don't really have a favourite. Actually,
Subway.
Sabai. Yeah.
Subway.
But the Moseley one, we've been going there for years.
Yeah. I remember when that place was tiny. You just
yeah.
go back in the day when there was only one Sabai, and it was just the front half of the restaurant, and it was just graffiti on all one wall.
Yeah.
And then for some reason they've started opening restaurants and they doubled it back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember when it was just a tiny little room and it was a nice place.
Their food's fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, like to go there. But there's a lot of new places that have opened now. So I think
Yeah,
I think
good
we need to-
independents have opened, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some really good ones.
That's it. It's just keeping up with them. Like even
Yeah.
for us, like I've got a list and it only gets longer of places to try.
Yeah.
Cross one off and I'll add 2 more on. It's
Yeah.
Birmingham's buzzing, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's going on.
It's a good scene. Good independent scene.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It really helps us.
I'm
Works
kind
well
of
for our podcast.
I'm kind of liking going to other kind of pubs at the minute as well.
Yeah.
Like the Highfield, I like going there. Physician, I kind of like it there as well.
Do you bother going to other Desi pubs, or do you just leave it?
I just leave it.
What's the point?
We just leave it.
Yeah.
We used to go
yeah,
everywhere
we did.
before we had
quite
this,
a lot.
but we don't know.
No, I suppose.
But we hear feedback from other people. They do this better. You do this better. But we're aware of other places, but we just concentrate on our own. Yeah.
That's all you can do.
It's
You can't
working.
change anything about the
Yeah,
other
that's
ones.
it. It's working. Just go with it.
Yeah.
What about you, Eamon? Do you like eating out? Or?
Yeah, when I can. But to be honest, work has been crazy all over lockdown, so I haven't really got out much. But I like these, Neapolitan pizza places.
Yeah.
Rudy's is pretty good, and
Yeah.
It's
burger
like
joints.
1 minute we had no pizza in Birmingham, and now all of a sudden we just got too much.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's too much, but we got lots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with burgers. There was no burger places, and then I think we've got like 3 or 4 of the best burger places
Yeah.
in the country, hands
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's good though.
But there's some good places popping up in Moseley. There's that new Korean place.
Yeah, the big
I don't know what
place
it's
on the
called.
high
Yeah.
street,
Don't know what it's
Yeah.
called. Then there's that Japanese Karaji's just opened, and yes, it's a good scene.
Yeah, it really is.
I feel like I should know the name of that Korean, but I can't think of it.
Yeah, I've forgotten it. It's a weird
It's
name.
in
isn't it?
massive letters.
It's like healthy
Huge.
foods or something.
Yeah. That's the
Good
one.
food. I can't remember. It's got it like wrote in massive writing.
Yeah. I'm liking Turkish food at the moment.
Turkish food's
Yeah.
become big, man. It's
Yeah,
good.
man. I just had some lamb ribs the other day. Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Real tasty.
Where was that from?
It was Marmaris.
Oh, yeah,
Marmaris.
Yeah, it's famous. It's a good one. That is.
Yeah, it's good, man.
I love their food. I love their box. You just get anything chicken
Everything.
in a box.
Yeah.
You get so much. It's
Yeah, you do,
crazy.
man.
Like the meal for 2 could do 4 people,
Yeah.
or just me.
What about you guys though, food wise?
Here.
Oh man.
Apart from him.
Seriously though, joking aside, but of all the places we eat here,
We hear the most.
easily more than anywhere else.
I like Bonehead. I'm a massive Bonehead
Yeah.
fan. I'll just talk all day about how much I love
Meat,
Bonehead.
meat Shack, I got a thing for Meat Shack.
Yeah, Meat
burgers,
Shack's
like,
right up there.
unbelievable.
Then
We
you've
used to
got-
love Little Blackwood in Moseley, but obviously that's
Yeah.
no longer there, which is a shame.
Yeah, that's gutting. That is.
Yeah. Still no.
He loves this place as well. Ben
There's
and
some
Soph love
Mexican
this
place opened up, but we've not tried it. We said we'd both love to see a really good Mexican like in Birmingham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd
Yeah, I
be,
think we're missing a
class.
few Mexican places.
Yeah.
Although Sturchley's got one now,
Mm,
and there's a couple of other pop-ups that are turning into restaurants now. So Mexican might be getting more
hopefully.
popular soon.
Mm.
Hopefully.
Needs to. I love Mexican food.
Yeah, Mexican food's good.
Yeah.
Really good stuff, man.
Awesome. Anything else you wanted to talk about, plug, or shout about? Or?
There was actually something I wanted to mention. So you know how obviously during lockdown, a lot of places they could only do collections or deliveries, and a lot of restaurants were signing up to these kind of the usual platforms that Uber, Deliveroo, Just Eat, but their fees and their charges are just ridiculous.
Yeah, I've heard a few
Um,
people
I don't
mention
think people
that.
realise like how much it actually costs. Like,
Yeah,
What was the? Is it? Did I hear rightly? It's like 50% or something.
45%.
Yeah.
45%.
45%. That much.
To get something delivered, and then the consumer would pay service fees as well, wouldn't they? You know, so we've been working with a company called Easy Food, and so you'll hear a lot more about Easy Food coming up. They've got a fantastic story behind them. So it was two guys local from here actually. Two guys they had this idea of creating a food ordering platform before all these big boys were out there, going back almost 10 years now I think. They thought they'd call it Easy Food, so they bought the domain easyfood.com. Stelios,
Yeah.
Sir Stelios, obviously found out that they bought this, and he's very protective over the Easy brand, so he took them to court. These two lads, these guys thought, well, it's ours, so let's fight him in court. So they went through a massive court battle with him, put themselves on the line, the houses, against the billionaire kind of guy with a legal team.
Yeah.
Takes some nuts to do that.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
yeah. And amazingly, they won the court case against Stelios. He's turned around at the end and said, I actually love your idea, so let's work together. Yeah.
Well, he could have just done that from the off, man.
He should have saved everyone a bit
That's
of
why
money.
the bloke's a billionaire though. Sees an opportunity, like he doesn't pass up on something good.
So now they've joined partnership with Stelios, and it's not like Stelios only owns EasyJet and Easy Food, and I think one other of his companies, like the hotels and the gyms.
I've stopped at the
They're all kind
Easy
of
as well.
franchises,
Yeah.
but
Licensed through.
licensed through him, yeah, his name. But Easy Food, he's actually involved in himself and his team. So they went away, put a plan together, and about 2 years ago they launched Easy Food, and they went and signed up various restaurants in Birmingham, and Birmingham was going to be their hub. We were one of the first restaurants that signed up with them, because what they gave us was an online ordering platform, which we never had before, and we didn't want to go down this Uber, Deliveroo kind of and their rates, because we just didn't agree with that, and we couldn't afford to do that with the margins they charge. So we were one of the original ones to sign up with them, and then a year down the line they had a little rethink about their strategy and how they're going to go about expanding and growing the business. So they kind of pulled back, but we were the only restaurant that stayed on their system. So we've been working with them for the past 2 years now, improving their systems, testing for and feeding back to their developers, and obviously throughout lockdown, it's just increased, doesn't it, tenfold, all the online ordering. So all our deliveries were coming through online, collections were coming through online through this Easy Food system, and they were able to integrate it into our website, so all the traffic came through our website. And the system's really good. And in terms of fees wise, they charge a set fee per order rather than a percentage to the restaurant. So the restaurant cost would be £1.50. So if you had a £100 order, it's still £1.50.
That's
good.
fair enough.
That's
Though,
Yeah.
isn't it? You do all the work.
Yeah, they're not
And
doing
that's
anything
reasonable.
other
Yeah.
than setting the platform up.
whereas Uber would have taken £45 of that, which is incredible. So these guys, Easy Food now, they've gone away and they're going to do a massive Birmingham launch now, Midlands launch. So you'll see them on buses, you'll see them on TV, you'll see them on the radio, billboards. You'll see a massive advertising campaign, yeah. So that's something to look out for. And what their mission is to give the power back to the restaurants, empower the restaurants again. So we have control over what we're doing, because the restaurants are doing all the hard work, and they see that. So what they're doing is really good, I think, for this industry, and I think a lot of restaurateurs in Birmingham should keep an eye out for these, because it's going to save a lot of people a lot of money.
Well, if it's only $1.50 per order, everyone's going to switch to these guys.
Yeah, and I think the rates are for the consumer as well are a lot less. There's no service fees and none of those. Where sometimes you can kind of place an order, and it should only be a £10 order, and you're at £26 or something, and you're like, what's all these add-ons?
Yeah.
But there's none of that. It's all transparent. It's all kind of, it is what it is. And obviously they've got the backing of the Easy brand behind them, so things are going to be done properly. Yeah, that's really exciting, I think.
And they're local Birmingham lads, so it's a nice story,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, definitely. Should get behind them. Definitely.
Get them on the podcast.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
get them on the podcast. Yeah.
And most randomly, I ended up in a Zoom meeting with Sir Stelios last Friday because he'd sent his right hand man down from London to visit the restaurant here. Constantine came and he put an order through on the system, and he wanted to see if it's working. Just a bit of an undercover shopper kind of thing. And yeah, we had a nice meal with him, and then he invited us to have a Zoom meeting with Sir Stelios and the Easy Food team. So he was sitting on his yacht in Monaco, I think, while I was in my dining room. Yeah. But yeah, look out for them guys. It's amazing what they're doing, amazing story, and it's really going to give the power back to the restaurants.
Yeah, that's incredible. Cheers for the heads up on that, man.
No problem.
Definitely look out for that. Download
Good
the
stuff, man. 100%. I've got all of them. So end on the bit that I like the most, 'cause it's just random questions. You find out a lot about a person off these questions.
Okay.
Don't think about them too much. Quick answers. It's both is yours. What's your favourite movie?
My cousin Vinny.
My Cousin Vinny. No one said that yet.
Watched it the other day, actually. What a classic. What's
I think
yours,
my
Eamon?
classic is Leon, man. It's like
Leon.
one of my
There's a
all-time
film.
favourites,
Oh,
but there's too many.
What's your favourite spirit?
Grey Goose.
Grey Goose.
Yeah, I'm a whiskey man.
Which one you like?
Jura's quite nice.
Hibiki's nice.
Hibiki, yeah.
Like Hibiki.
Nice single malt.
nice. Perfect. What's your favourite beer?
I'm not a beer man at all.
Nah. If you go to the
Not
pub,
at
what
all.
are you drinking then?
I'm drinking a Grey Goose.
Grey
If I
Goose.
drink- I'm not a big drinker.
Nah.
No, not at all, actually. But I would have a whiskey or a Grey Goose. Yeah, I wouldn't have a beer.
Nice. What about yourself?
If I'm drinking at the wagon, it's Estrella or Peroni or something.
Oh, nice. What's your favourite big fast food chain?
Five Guys, probably. Is that big?
That's
Is that-
on the
is that
list.
classed as
That's
big, yeah?
his choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
The
would
burgers,
agree with
man.
Yeah, Fiverr's got no arguments with that. What's your favourite dish that you cook at home?
that. Don't do
Mine.
much cooking at home.
Is that to the cooking?
Tandoori chicken. Just
Yeah.
homemade. Mix it up.
Really
On the
easy.
bone. Yeah.
What's your favourite bar in Birmingham?
Other than the Covered
Co-
Wagon.
Covered Wagon, innit?
Obviously.
For drinking or
Yeah, just drinking.
just drinking?
Been a while since we've been out, innit?
Been drinking, yeah.
Favourite bar in Birmingham. These Digbeth places are alright, innit?
Yeah, Digbeth's a nice. There's plenty of nice places in
Yeah.
Digbeth. aren't
Yeah.
there?
Look around
Loads.
there. Went to Zumhof the other week. That was pretty decent.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Chris is there now.
Yeah.
It's
got
got
the
great
meat-
burgers,
meat-
isn't he?
Meat
Meat's bun.
meat's bun.
Yeah, great stuff. What's your favourite, other than Birmingham, what's your favourite food destination in the world?
In the world, I'd go.
We went Thailand 10 years ago, and that was
Yeah.
freaking amazing.
I'd say Thailand.
Yeah.
Yeah, love the food.
Shout,
out
that
there.
is.
yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. States probably as well.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Canada.
it's great for food there, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
Danger-
got to be
dangerous.
next on our list.
Yeah.
Do a food tour.
Oh, definitely.
I still watch the old Man versus Food.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you know
do.
when they come
Even when
on.
they changed.
Still watching. I was watching one yesterday.
I just watched it. It's seen on Netflix. What's it called now? Fried, fresh, crispy. It's in that.
Yes.
How
yeah.
good is that?
I haven't
Yeah.
seen this
He
one.
just
No,
basically
it's in
goes around like places in America, not really like the usual places.
Yeah.
He just gets like these mad fried foods, like
Oh man,
stuffs them in. Like, oh, it's class. Though. It's really good.
gotta watch this one.
Gotta watch that, man.
Yeah, it's class. Really
it's good.
I
Just
just
makes
wanna
me
do
hungry,
that.
man.
Yeah, I
Watching
was
that.
watching it starving. Starving. Like.
Speaking of starving, we're gonna get some food.
Is that you done?
This question's done.
Good. Let's get some food.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks
Nice
for being
one,
for
mate.
coming
Thanks
on,
for
lad.
coming
Really
Pleasure.
guys. Really appreciate it.
great chat.
Nah,
Great
awesome,
meeting
man.
you both. Thanks
Yeah,
a
you
lot.
too, man. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.